Hi everyone, Lisa here from Down to Earth Gardening, and welcome to today's video, which is on how to divide your iris. So we're going to talk about the whens, the whys, and the how to divide bearded iris. So first off, it is fall in New England, and it is a perfect time of the year to divide your irises. So we like to divide them when they've gone dormant. So they've already been through the year, they put out their beautiful flowers, and by the way, there's so many beautiful colors and varieties of the irises. I even know iris collectors, and in fact, my mom was one of them. But they are such a hardy, long-lived perennial, and they will stick around for years and years if you care for them properly. And one of the ways that you can do that is dividing them. So, like I said, you want to wait until they've kind of gone dormant, gone to bed. And by doing it the right time of year, you won't be disturbing their growth cycle, and you will also be eliminating or reducing the possibility of any bacterial rot on the rhizomes, which they are a little bit susceptible to. So, fall's a great time to do that. So just a little bit about these irises here and the reason why you would want to divide them, and there's a couple. These are short little irises, very dark purple, in my daughter Hannah's garden, and P.S. I've been eyeballing these and the division's coming to my house. But they're such a beautiful late spring, early summer, on the cusp of early summer flower that we enjoy out here. But every 2 to 3 years, it's really good and kind of necessary to divide your irises because they will create baby rhizomes and they will multiply. And if you don't divide them, they'll kind of slow down on their flowering, so they won't really produce flowers as much or as well. So it's important to get out there and try to do that. So that's one reason for dividing them, one really great reason. The second reason is we've done some videos on renovating gardens in the fall, and we do a lot of garden renovations. And even if you're just moving some things around, just kind of assessing what works and what doesn't, you may find that the irises might need to be relocated, or they're getting too big for their spot, outgrowing their spot, you don't like the spot they're in. So it's a great time to go ahead and even move them and definitely divide them. So these are still flowering really great, but they have multiplied. And the reason that we're going to divide this is not just because I want my own plum, but it's because they really are creeping towards this azalea over here. And so you're really not able to enjoy them. So we're going to reel them in a little. So when I'm dividing things, I kind of look at where I can slim them down and where some potential areas in the garden might be that get overcrowded. And so I can see here, maybe even here, we're getting a little overcrowded. So I'm really paying attention to that. But as far as what to do, we've already cut them down. So you do want to cut them down prior to lifting them. So you can leave anywhere from 2 to 4 inches. We always like to trim them and make our nice little fans here. If we get lazy and we're rushed, we also just go ahead and clip them. So that's not really important. That's just for visuals. But you do want to clip them down. And then you're just going to need your gardening tools. So I like to have my shrug, my gloves. I have a edging shovel, which I do like for dividing, and then of course a regular shovel and pitchfork. So we're going to get to it, and we're just going to go for it and show you how it's done. Okay, so we're going to get down to it and do the dividing. And I apologize for the background noise. It's a beautiful day, and there's a lot of work going on in the yard in the neighborhood. So like I said, I'm going to definitely take this section away here because they're growing into this shrub over here. So I like to use my edging shovel or my straight edge. And so I'm kind of just looking for a break here, but they're pretty tight. I am going to slice into some rhizomes, but it's okay. We may have to forfeit a couple, and if it's not too bad, they'll heal themselves when you plant them. So I'm just going to go right ahead and dig right in. So we're going to end up with enough. We can certainly give some away. As I said, I'm going to take some home. But we're going to have enough to also bring them out to the edge a little because they are shorter. So it's a great spot for them to be on this opposite side of where they currently are. There's plenty of room over here too. And it'll be nice to give this daylily here plenty of room to also do its thing and spread out. All right, let's see what we've got now. Okay, so you can see where I've spliced into some of them. Some of them just have a little bit that I spliced into, and those will be fine. So now what I like to do is just tease them apart a little bit. And they're really packed in here, which really tells me that they needed this. Okay, so that's what they look like. So if you're ordering irises in the fall, when they're shipped, they'll actually look just like this when they're shipped to you. Alright. They look really healthy too. They're nice, firm rhizomes. And so this is probably the smallest size that I would replant. So roughly you want them to be at least as big as your thumb, or a little bit bigger. So this would be probably the smallest one that I would plant. But some of the others, really good size, beefy. Okay, so all of these can be replanted or taken to my house or gifted. And then I'm just going to make sure that I pack the soil in, don't leave that open hole there, just make sure everybody is tucked in here for the winter. Okay, so we are going to take some of our divisions and we're going to relocate them and make this grouping still look like one big mass, but giving each rhizome a little more space to do its thing. So rhizomes really don't need to be planted that deep. So I've already scraped aside some of the mulch, and I'm just going to loosen up the soil and dig a very shallow area out for the divisions. So we've got plenty of room over here. So I'm going to continue with this mass planting here, but if you wanted to just do a few little groups of your irises, I would say, 3 would be a good amount to make a nice little clump, a little planting. And so all you would do is you would just plant them in the same direction. And like I said, they don't like to really be covered, so not anything too deep. So just covered up here. So I'm just kind of checking them out, making sure they're healthy and they're a good size. And really just lightly nestling them in there. Okay, so that's it. I'm going to keep planting. I have lots more planting to do and some more work in the garden. But for now, I am not going to apply anything more than a very light layer of mulch. We don't want to hold the moisture, and remember the mulch does hold moisture, which is normally such a great benefit of mulch. But we don't want to risk these from any kind of bacterial rot or just being damp and mushy. So if any mulch, just a very, very light layer. And then if we're not going to get any rain, we're just going to lightly water them. And that's it. We'll see them in the spring. So I hope I've given you some good tips today on dividing your irises. If you like the video, please go ahead and tap like. And I appreciate you all at home. If you like our videos, then subscribe to our channel. We have lots more gardening videos coming your way.